We're here at the Parsons School of Design with two chaps from Media Molecule, Kenny and Kareem. We have just now seen the presentations of what these students have created using LittleBigPlanet. What was it like seeing your tool really being put to use by artistic geniuses really for the first time?
It was amazing. We just like are blown away at the moment, because not only the guys had amazing results, but they've done it in 24 hours. Like, we were going to be really impressed with 10% of the quality of the work that we've seen. Like, not the levels are cohesive, they are unique, they're personal, they have so much identity and personality, and they play, and you know, what can I say? I'm blown away, and the possibilities are immense.
I think it's easy to look at the event and it looks obvious that if you take a game that's a creative tool, this is what it's designed to do, and then you give it to creative people and you say, of course they're going to come up with good stuff. And they have. And our expectations were high, but they were just like, they did so much in 24 hours. They did cool stuff, but in 24 hours, that's not a long period of time to do the stuff they've done. So it's unbelievable. So impressed.
So tell me, what single facet was the thing that just jumped at you as being the most wow moment during this event? The
vibe, the whole vibe of seeing all the students, 140 students in one space, communally creating together. Some guys storyboarding on the walls, and other guys building stuff and swapping the controller, and the dynamics and the role distribution,
everywhere. Like you look over there and there's people jamming, making stuff. You look over there and there's other people doing something completely different, but just having fun and playing our game.
While they were within the game, the framework of the game itself, were there any items that were made or any design elements where you couldn't believe that they even made that? Totally.
And that is the most beautiful thing about LittleBigPlanet, is that nobody, and I mean nobody, can predict what could be done using it. It's like a pencil, you can never tell what anybody will do with it. But me and Kenny, when we were going around, we were blown away with some of the ideas, not only from a creative and expressive point of view, but actually from the innovative use of the tech and the tools. We've seen stuff that we have never thought was possible. And all again done, and I keep iterating that was a product of 24 hours. So, with more time and more sort of like sleep hours, people will do much more. But we have seen actually levels and ideas that I was telling Kenny, I wish we did that one, like that is so cool.
Or even better, I told them we should have done it like that, and it's like they do it and you're like, whoa.
Can you give me examples of any...
Okay, so for me, I'm the audio designer at Media Molecule. I'm responsible for the sound and the music, so I'll touch base on like my area of expertise. And then the level that actually won, something that I hadn't ever thought of is that we have this little sound object, and you can put sound effects into the game. Allows you to customize your characters, bring them to life, do all this kind of stuff. What they did was they made a new sound effect, because one of the sound objects is musical samples, and they used a kick drum and they sequenced it to be a heartbeat. They made it go boom 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 boom. And it's like, wait a minute, there's no heartbeat sound in the game. How have they done that? Oh. And so this is the stuff, like, now that you know how they've done it, it's like, yeah, that's obvious and you can do that, but I hadn't thought about that, and wow.
And from an art side, I'm the art director of the company, so some of the visual treatments and solutions that some of the guys did as well, like the winning team created all their textures using mash up sort of like collage work and drawings and illustrations and paintings. Used the toy camera to get them in the game and created all their unique textures.
Earlier, Kareem, you referenced LittleBigPlanet as being like a pencil, and it can be intimidating if someone puts down a canvas and it's blank. It says create something. out of this event, do you have any tips for people once they get a hold of Little Big Planet in October that will be a good starting point for them to create their own items?
Sure. So you don't have to actually start from a blank canvas. There's quite a few ways that we provide that. One is that you can have almost a level that has a lot of stuff in it straight off the bat, and we call those templates. And as you play through the game, you complete one area. You'll be like in the English garden area, and when you win that as a template, and you can go in there, and there's already bits of a level there, and then you can customize it. And another way is there's something that we were encouraging the students to do here, but they didn't listen to us that much because they wanted to make everything themselves from scratch. But we have like component parts that you can take, which are actually little motifs that we used in our levels, and you can just take those little building blocks, stamp it down. So for an example, you can take like a flipper that's going to make Sackboy jump in the air. You can take one it's done, it's built, it's had its art pass on it, I put my sound objects on it, so it sounds and looks great, and it's functional. Take it, pop it down, and you can build a level just from these little things that both we provide, but and it gets even better. You can make those things and pass it on to other people too. So if you make a robot monkey chicken, whatever it is, package it up, give it to people on your level as a prize, and then they've got it, and they can use that in their levels. So it's so big and expansive.
One of the biggest challenges actually in making Little Big Planet is addressing exactly your question. How can you make the creative process not intimidating, and the blank canvas kind of like wow? And like Kenny was saying, every single tool in Little Big Planet, every single feature is designed to give you almost the maestro kind of creativity. You know, take the head of this thing, put it on the body of that thing. It's like your own Lego.
So everyone doesn't have to be an architect or an artist designing grand things. They can be sort of like Mark Ronson, a DJ who just making the correct playlist in reorganizing things might be the art in itself.
Yeah, there's so many ways to play it, and so your first question back there was about what's your top tip, and I would say play the game, see what we've done, and then maybe have a go, but also go online, see what other people have done. Take inspiration from it, and then if you want to come up with your own stuff, knock it out, and people will take inspiration from you.
Well, I know, Kenny, people can't wait until they can try out your tip, which is actually just a little less than a month away. So I know we're excited. I'm going to speak on behalf of you that we can't wait to see what you out there are going to be creating, and we're not that far away.